All right, so that's 13 places right there.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on. One, that's probably more places to reside than anybody that I know of have even traveled in general.
Right. Now that's not visiting. I
Right.
visited other places, but that's just live. That's just places that I've actually lived.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's definitely special, and I'm sure. First of all, just thinking about that, that's 13 different cultures, different mentalities. Like that's a lot of different
Perspectives.
perspectives in
Yeah.
general of life. You know what I'm saying? That has a huge influence on you. What place did you stay in that you think had the most impact on you?
Ah, man, that's
Yeah, that's
tough.
tough, ain't it?
The place that Germany,
Germany.
for sure. Like I wanted to say Japan. I was there between
That's
8
why.
and
That's why I
13.
thought you was gonna say it was
Yeah,
Japan.
because I was there between 8 and 13. But um, I can't really say that had like a definitive impact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Germany was different because I got married and then moved there like 2 or 3 days later.
Mm.
Um, well, we had our ceremony and then moved there 2 or 3 days later. But I was just completely isolated. That's really where I found my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the connection between me and the rest of the planet. Um, me and like business because while I was there, I dove wholeheartedly into my work as an airman. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I incorporated my company in Thrall literally like 30 days after I moved there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 3 weeks was busy finding a place to live and moving in and all of that. We didn't have furniture yet. We were still using rental furniture. And I went and bought a 27-inch iMac, which is back there in the warehouse, and designed the logo and incorporated my company. Um, and I went hard with the military. Got promoted early. Won an emerging leader award for joint forces in Europe. The Kaiserslautern chapter of an organization called AFCEA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coached high school basketball. Uh, Actually, uh, the varsity team that I was coaching, we went to the finals, to the championship game
Mm-hmm.
for the European Championship game for Dodds. Um, and I played semi-pro ball over there myself. My son was born there. I've never thought about it,
Yeah.
but that was a really potent couple of years, and I found myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I distinctly remember a trip when I first met Robert Kiyosaki. Um, I went to Miami.
Briefly go into who exactly.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a brand called Rich Dad,
Mm-hmm.
and he wrote a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he's just an entrepreneurial influencer.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that in the past in this lane, there's definitely been some areas for like there's been some areas that I'm not even gonna get into that. But I'm not even gonna get into that. But like dude owns oil wells and all kinds of stuff. And I met him out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day I had to go to work. And so it's like I was in Amsterdam when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I was part of the team from Germany that was putting the event on.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there with them. I had just met them. They invited me to go. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I went. And so after the event was over, I actually got to like sit there and talk to him for a couple minutes. And we all went to go eat at this place, and him and his buddy from Canada named Darren were walking down the street and saw us through the window and walked in to say what's up. And I'm like, oh, this dude owns oil wells and knows me by face. And it was just a shift, because then I drive back 5 hours from Amsterdam back home. and get in my uniform and go to work. You know, A1C.
Man.
With like a literal $1 million mindset and
Mhm.
experience. And will is something that I learned out there. You know, that's a whole story.
Right.
Just, you know, about like the military and like my whole career with that. But definitely Germany was the place that I would say had the most impact. And not because of necessarily the country, you know,
Just
like
in general, what happened,
just my
obviously.
life
Yeah.
of what happened while I was there.
That's a full life right there that you just
Yeah.
described, you know. And then them few years in Germany, like that's a life for a lot of people.
That being said, Germany's a beautiful country, beautiful people. The kindest people that I've ever been around. My landlord there, Alex, he was 25, I believe, at the time, renting out, you know, a home to me, you know, and that even in my mindset was like, okay, like that's what I need to be on, you know.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to be over there for sure.
Yeah. I think I told you my OG, my father, he was in the military. He was in Germany for a minute, and he has a lot of great pictures. He got kicked out, but you know what I'm saying? He got kicked out of the military, but it was definitely an experience for him, and he explained how it helped him grow and everything like that. Just being in a foreign country in general, or you know, outside of the U.S., you're able to really learn about different cultures and learn more about yourself.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna get into what all went down in Amsterdam. We're gonna go. I don't want you to incriminate yourself anything.
No, actually, there's no incrimination.
Okay.
I mean, a guy that I met out there, I never known before. We barely spoke the same language. He ended up being my roommate. We were staying in a really nice hotel, and he was my roommate. And we went and walked around, and like I was in the military, but you know, he. I don't remember exactly what his job was, but he had a job and was just trying to learn about investing and stuff. And, you know, he rolled up, you know, seen how it worked. We just went and sat down and he ordered it. This is years ago before it was as freely moving around like it is now in the US. So it was cool to even see that, you know, sitting down at a bar. I ordered a couple of Jaeger bombs and he ordered some weed and rolled it up, you know, it was really cool.
Yeah, man. Amsterdam. That's all I got to say. We're going to leave it at that. But anyway, so you mentioned that, you know, that was also kind of the birthplace of really incorporating your first business, which was Enthrall. So now that's a good transition into some of these business ventures that you got going on currently. We chopped it up about it before. And when we was talking, I was just like, man, like how many businesses does this dude actually is he actually a part of? He actually has influence on and just monitoring in general. So just like that long list of places you reside at, let's get into the list of business ventures that you currently have on the table.
At this point, I call them concerns. So my current concerns, of course, is Enthrall, founded in 2009. Motivation. It's a general contracting company. My wife is the owner and manager of that. Her mom is actually our general manager, so it's a family business.
I'm about to say that's a power move right there.
You know, her brother, he was working with us for a while. He's got his own painting business now. You know, that she helped him really get rolling. And there's you know, just with what I do in brand development, a lot of people come in with their ideas. So I've helped a lot of different businesses start. But my core concerns, you know, Enthrall, Motivation, Elite Apparel, which I started in the Bay Area, apparel fulfillment company. If people have shirts, reunions, anything really, hats. If you got clothes that you want to make, we can fulfill that. Then also have a sub brand, Elite Garb, which is kind of the elite mindset based apparel. So Elite Apparel, that's what the third one.
Yeah, that's three.
Made Me. Made Me. It's a maid service. Enthrall Capital Investments. So that's a real estate investments company. We're actually working on doing a couple of deals on the near west side of Indianapolis right now. Well, we own one. We're looking at a couple other ones ECI on Suite. It's a construction software company, but we're also really looking at doing, not looking actually, we were just doing the deck last night, short-term rentals. So I had a business that I shut down out in the Bay Area doing Airbnb rentals and short-term rentals and things of that nature. So now I feel the market is ready for that here.
Definitely.
And so I'm going to be doing that here. Elite Foundation, that's our nonprofit organization focused on providing paths to progress for people in the fields of media, technology, wellness, and entrepreneurshop. And I think that's it.
So, speaking on those, all of those businesses in general that you, or concerns that you said, all those concerns that you're maintaining. One, I have to say that, especially with your investment company, and also with your short-term rentals, I agree with you 100% on Indianapolis right now. This is being the perfect timing to get those things fully established and fully up and running. I was just talking to my mom about this a couple hours ago, actually, and I was telling her, because we was looking at on, if you go down here, you'll see that's a brand new speedway that's about to be built. We saw all the construction and everything that's going on, and I was telling her, I was like, it's because in 2021 the NBA is hosting an All-Star game here in Indianapolis, and so what Mayor Hogsett is doing, and what everybody that's trying to build Indianapolis is doing, is right now we're just trying to get everything prepared for that, make a great impression like how we did with the Super Bowl. And the next thing you know, about 2 or 3 years after that, Indianapolis is going to be a full-on major, Midwest city. I mean, it already is like that.
This is a logistical hub.
Yeah, it's still, technically, it's still up and coming because of the cost of living. The cost of living is still low here. And just the opportunities here, it's still a lot that's just untapped. And so
the ceiling's not there.
Yeah, exactly. So like with you getting in with those two ventures, like that's key. Especially the investments, because sadly there's a lot of gentrification going on. But there's also a lot of opportunity for that. You know what I'm saying?
All gentrification is an opportunity that we're not taking advantage of. So with ECI, a big part of our mission, again, I'm a past the progress guy, and so people come to us and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. And we literally have, realtors and builders, and we have the whole process where we'll sit down and do a consultation and get you going, within 2 weeks, to where now you got a property and it's not just something you're moving into that somebody else already did the value add to, but something that, hey, you can move in, get the value add, maybe have a rental property annexed to it so that you have a place to live and an income producing asset. And so it's big on me with ECI and Broad Capital Investments to educate people on the opportunities. And then also let them know, like, hey, oftentimes it's just a conversation, because it's all about the network. And the network here in Indianapolis is very much a collaborative space.
Definitely. It really is. It's not as cutthroat and as, selfish as a LA or New York or Chicago has, since they're already established.
And it's not even so much cutthroat, that's just human. That's just the way that we are. If you're in a highly competitive environment, or you only are looking at what you can control, you're going to be more cutthroat with people. True. Whereas if you understand, hey, there's no ceiling here. I'm not trying to play a margin. I'm just trying to play the game. You're going to approach it differently. So it's even within that, in those different markets, I always tend to gravitate towards the people who have an open mind, because like that's why I chose Indianapolis, like Chicago, like you said, LA, San Francisco, even while I was there.
Right.
These are places that have a ceiling, and there's a lot of people living above that ceiling. And, that ceiling doesn't exist yet in Indianapolis, and people here don't understand that. And so we just need to take advantage, understand that this is one of the few places that I've been to that I truly feel, if you have the ambition and you go in with the right intentions, you'll be able to create a really good life for yourself solely as an entrepreneur with nothing else.
Definitely. And I want to kind of go back onto what you said. You want to be able to educate, especially as a Black man. That is very, 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 very like special for you to say, because a lot of us, you know, we simply just don't know. We're not educated on what we can actually accomplish, what we can actually like, you know, hold for our own personal values and everything like that. Financial gain, anything. I mean, anything that in terms of just being able to financially be better, and mentally be better, and be more like just up on game of life in general. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that's really a in my opinion, and I'm kind of flowing right now, you know, but I feel like that's a psychological debate that the Black man has, because we come from a space where we had to defend ourselves. And if you're always looking outside of yourself for where the next attack is going to come, it can be really hard to focus on that eye. You know what I mean? It can be really hard to find that quiet place within yourself where you're like, where am I? What do I need to work on? What do I need to learn? You know, and we're always, I feel we're always so busy trying to, you know, bust a jug, you know, make the next play, do the next thing.
We're in survival mode.
We're in survival mode, you know, and oftentimes it's just about creating that environment where it's actually okay to focus on, you know, nothing else but I and where am I trying to go right now?
Definitely, yeah.
And not what's in front of me or preventing me from getting there. Just where do I want to go? Like, not should I want to go there? Just where do I want to go?
Right.
You know.
Definitely, yeah, man. That's big right there. And educating and just teaching game in general. Another thing, my mom, she brought up something that was very interesting. My brother, you know, this weekend he ushered at church, and you know, you need to dress up and everything. This was one of the first times he actually had to like dress up, suit, or you know, dress shirt, tie, things like that. And she was just like, you know, she just told him tuck your shirt in. And he's like, what do you mean tuck my shirt in?
Yeah,
like, you know, just that,
like
you know, you can take like everything that you said with you know, having us being able to learn about like take a step back and realizing where we need to go. You know what I'm saying? Not be in such a survival mode to even to the simplest things of being able to learn how to tie a tie. So that way we can go to a business meeting and we'll look presentable enough to be able to, you know, get that respect.
But most people have never had the visualization of seeing themselves in a boardroom. So they haven't even thought about like, what do I need to know to do that? What do I need to look like to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Yeah, man. That's why I always and I was telling you this a couple of days ago. Like that's definitely big ups to you on that, because just businessmen in general, but specifically Black businessmen, it seems like when a lot of us, and I put myself in that category, even though I'm not fully established yet, but that's how I envision myself with what I appreciate that with what I'm getting.
If you have an idea, you're established.
There we go. That's another good quote.
If you have an idea, you're taking action on, you're established.
Yes. There we go.
Because that's the foundation, and all an establishment is the manifestation of a foundation.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I always give you big ups on that, because it seems like once you get established and once you get everything going, you kind of turn a blind eye to, you know, the rest of the people that want to learn, like, how did you get there, you know, and not just trying to jump on your wave or your bandwagon and try and, you know, take everything that you've already done, but seriously just sit and learn how can they take the next steps to get to where you want to be. So you know, that's definitely a big thing that you got going on. I really appreciate that for myself personally. Yeah, definitely.
No, I mean, the thing is that investment's nothing without fertile ground. You know?
Right.
And so I'm grateful for every person I get to sit down and invest time into.
Now that we've kind of picked your brain of, you know, start figuring out, you know, your starting points and some inspirational and motivational things that have really helped you along the way to get you where you are, and touch on your businesses and everything. Now let's get into the future.
Mhm.
And this is something that a lot of people are afraid to talk about in life in general. They're afraid to think about what do I see myself doing in 5 to 10 years, with what I got going on. So with all that you have going on, what do you kind of plan on expanding on and just bringing to the table to just keep you growing, and where do you see yourself?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I look forward to bringing to the table is just people. More people. I don't think I need too many more vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we rolling deep. If I get if I get good people into what I already got going on, we're gonna be in a good spot. So I do want to start a security company. That's the one thing that's the one concern out of all of this that's not in motion yet. But and that's just about protecting the kingdom, but also about protecting people, because I know that where I'm going, my job is going to go from being a technician and like physically having my hand on building things to working with groups on building things. And that's really where I'm locked in now. The last 10 years has been, dare I say, lonely. Now, not the most lonely, because I've got a beautiful family and, great friends. But when it comes to achieving success, which is, in my opinion, progress towards a worthy goal, it's been largely, just me and my girl. And she's been joining me on full time on this journey for maybe like 3 years. So, I definitely look forward to bringing more people in, helping more people. I brought some of the prices on my consulting and stuff like that, like significantly down from what I used to charge. That way, what I want to do is the value that I normally would give 1-to-1 or 1 to a corporation, I want to give 1 to many. And so I can get some exponential effects kicking in and really just build a community. To this point, I focused on building brands. Fortunately, those brands have been able to grow into businesses, and now I want to turn those businesses into a community of success.
Man, that's as always, that's deep. That's just a great perspective to look on things, to not be selfish, and that's one thing that I always get from you, is that you're never selfish with what you have going on, because which it seems like what you realize is that anything that you do, not in a cocky, egotistic type of way, but like anything that you do, that it's going to be beneficial for you, but how can you also affect other people that's around you, you know what I'm saying? And create this stem, create each stem, this node that you're talking about.
Ecosystem.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes all the way back to the law of reciprocity. It's like, all right, I've invested into myself all these years, and I've seen how that's been able to grow, and I've invested into my family, and I'm watching them grow, and I've invested into entrepreneurs, and I've been blessed to watch them grow, both entrepreneurs and professionals, and artists. Fame just happened, and the drummer there, Aaron Smith, I haven't seen him in years. Probably 10 years. He was a sophomore in high school, but even back then I was telling him, like, you got it with those drums, like, keep doing that. And he is. And so now I'm so locked in on seeing how far I can drive that. Like the last 10 years is just the beginning. I'm young,
right?
And so I'm just like, all right, how do I double down on that? And I can't do that by only investing into me. I literally have to do that by investing into more and more people, so that eventually someone I invested in is investing into somebody who's investing into somebody who's investing into somebody.
And then it all leads back to Mike Purtle put me on this.
No, not me. The coalition.
The coalition.
It's about the dynasty.
The coalition.
It's about the dynasty, bro. It's not even about me, bro. It really isn't. None of these things are me. I'm just a vessel, and they're flowing through me. And so literally, my focus is on just being a larger and larger conduit for progress.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about me. It's about the water. Like how much can get through there.
Mm.
And so that's my objective. That's my goal. And I'm just pursuing it relentlessly.
With that mindset, because it's a very interesting like approach, and it's different from what a lot of people approach when it comes to business. So with that type of mindset, just how many people, notably, have you affected? Have you had gotten contact with that you've worked with that reached out to you? Like, just name a few. I know there's a lot, so just name a few notable people that that you have impacted in some form of way with this approach.
No, because then that would make their success about me.
Man, I can't get you to crack. That's real, but that's how you know it's genuine, though.
Yeah,
that's how you know it's genuine. So like that's, hey, yeah, all right. Well, hey, that's I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super blessed to see the impact fulfilled, but for me to try to claim a stake in that, I don't think it would be fair to the people that believed in themselves enough to like take any type of influence that I gave them and make it happen.
So, is there any other ventures that you plan on kind of getting together? I know you have on the media side, ECN TV, and the Elite Coalition and everything like that. Can you kind of touch on what you plan on doing with that in the near future and kind of where you see that going?
So I'm super excited to get these fellowship programs back going again. I was doing them in the Bay Area. We called them Elite Retreats. People would come out. We work on their brand for the course of a week to 3 days to a week. One guy actually worked with him for about 3 months. But I want to bring that energy to Indianapolis. Like you said, I think this can be a hub, for innovation in a lot of different ways. We're kind of having an artistic renaissance here. The fashion is really kicking off like crazy here, which is dope to me. And I wanna be a part of that. I want to help push that as strongly as possible. So, kind of in alignment with what I said as far as like bringing my pricing down and everything, I'm really transitioning from doing consulting with companies to just running a community. And so I'll be doing mixers, photo shoots, video shoots, helping people get their podcasts and content off the ground, propagating it across our network. And in alignment, the other side to that is in alignment with moving from being a technician to helping technicians, Elite Media Group. And so this will be an actual agency where if you want to get into marketing or you want to get into some skill set within that, we're going to bring, the sales, the marketing, we're going to bring sort of the actual business side to the table so creators can focus on creating. And they'll still have ownership over their work. And be completely independent, but we can operate together to fulfill contracts. I really look at it as joint operations. Like in the military, you've got the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, but collectively they're the Department of Defense. And so with EMG, I really want to work with our agency partners on taking their businesses and growing them as quickly as possible by enabling them to just focus in on what their core competency is.
Man, it's a lot that we can go into.
It is, yeah.
Man,
we got time.
Man, we'll do man. Yeah, I'm like, this to be a spontaneous podcast interview, chop it up thing. We may have to do another spontaneous. This could be something potentially. I don't know. I don't want to establish anything right now, but
I love what it was.
Yeah, this is definitely something. So anyway,
Simon, it has been.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're gonna have to do this again soon, and dive into more topics and different things. And you know, just kind of go, you know, go with the flow and everything. Right now, I just really wanted to make sure we kind of got into your story and everything, so that way, you know, they can learn about you and see what we got going on, what kind of mindsets that we have here in Indianapolis that we need to all tap into. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate you for pulling up on HG.
Man, definitely, man. It's a
saying?
pleasure. It's a pleasure.
You definitely
for real.
got that elite mindset.
Yes, sir. I tried to.
I love the focus, man.
Yes, sir.
Stay
All right.
locked in.
Well, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and close this off. Signing out. This is your boy G Hurt, aka Greg Scorsese, aka Greg Pacino, aka Greg Spielberg, the Scrizzle Man, whatever you want to call me. That's how you got me. You gotta have your aliases like that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off of that. You know what I'm saying? We out of here.